I think we are live. All right. I am here. You are there. We are here. We are all together. What's up, Ken? Grilling some ribs, Ian. Dennis, Matt, Ian, Vince, Ken. We got Frank, Mike, Scott, Fretless Ed, Deanna, Andy, Ron, Craig, Stretch CPO, and Joe, and Retro Buffer, and Fretless Ed. Zach A says it sounds great. I believe him. What's up, Gary Davlin? Got Kevin, Dennis Ellis, there you go, B, and Sean, Daniel, funny ass guitar guy. Speaker, what's up, buddy? Got Rob S. Got Tony, what's up, buddy? What's up, Wendell? Good vibes in Sleepsy, London. What's up, Steve? Chris? Doug? Seth? I think we already said Vim, so we can say it again. We got Charles. Double R guitar. Josh says it sounds good there. I believe him. We got Crispin. Got RJ. Got John. Got Rev from Scotland. It's having an episode. What's up, James? Eddie. Rico. SFB, I'm enjoying my new Vola, thanks to you. Oh. You know what? I'm going to give you a little tip here. This is a Vola tip. File this under Vola tips. So, Vola put this string tree on there. See, I do not have my string tree engaged. I have bypassed the string tree. You don't have to have the string tree with the... You don't. Unless you're kind of, you're detuned, like if you're in like, they do that for the metal guys, for the chugs. It's for the chuggers. I'm not a chugger. Well, of guitar riffs anyway. Anyway, so I find that when I don't go through the string tree, it's perfectly fine. I get better tuning, especially when I use the bar, right? It's like much better tuning and much better bending, believe it or not. It makes the string a little slinkier because you got this big open bit to like work with rather than having it go around this little circle down here. So it's unnecessary unless you're if you're the I can only imagine that's how it goes. Look, I'm not an expert on that kind of sound, but that's what the kids tell me. And I haven't had a problem with it. It's been like that for like 3 or 4 days now. What's up, Mark? Chris? What's up, Surf B? Yeah, it's been, did you get the rain? We got the rain. We got a little rain. It was crazier in the morning. The morning stuff was like, ay, 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 kaboom, kaboom. It was, it's like a water, it's like, even if you have gutters and all the downspouts working, it's just a waterfall off the side of your house. That's the kind of water that's coming down. Like insane. Oh, God, that's so good. That's like wicked good. If I got rain from you and my driver's side window froze open. Ah! God, I hate that. I had that one time. We had like this crazy rain, and I was like, oh, that's right. Windows were down in my car. That was like insane. That was so bad. It's not raining in Seattle. It seems for forever. Yeah, I feel like we've switched. We usually get a drought in the summer. Last year at this time. Hold on. I think I have a photographic record of it. Let me get to. That would have been. Right around here. Roughly. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So, this year, my lawn is completely green. Last year, that's what it looked like, except for where the sump pump ejects. And the sump pump ejects all summer anyway, just because you have the air conditioner running and the condenser's running. So you have a little strip of green, little circle of green right where it ejects, and everything else completely brown. That is all green. That is all completely back again. So, what a difference a year makes. It's not, grass doesn't really die, it just goes dormant. Yeah, these are the stock pickups. I think that's the flamebuck. Am I in humbucker mode? I am not. That's in humbucking mode. That's in humbuck or less mode. That's in single coil. And then humbucker, louder. What's up, Josh? Exactly, grass doesn't really die, it just waits for you to die. And then you become its food. 107. We haven't been in Dallas Fort Worth. We haven't been super hot this summer. We've had a few days in the 90s, but it's been so overcast with so much rain that the sun never really got going. It was sunny in July on like the days where we had sun, but we just had so much friggin' rain, right? That we have a lower than average temp because of the cloud cover. That's right, I'm doing a live show. This is what happens, play guitar, and all of a sudden you're playing guitar. It's like, oh, right. You're here. Lights on, cameras on. You didn't see Buddy. Was it Buddy? Did Buddy make an appearance? Oh, that's Cutie. My son is home. If my son's home, Buddy's usually latched onto him. But my wife went up to her dad's today, and she should be back within the hour. I don't see the car in the driveway yet. So that would that will call all the cats. Hearing this? What are you crying? Huh? You freaking... What? What? What are you doing? Oh, God. This cat... You are... Alright. Okay, this is not playtime there. God, this cat. She's like, I thought we were doing something. Whack-a-whack-a-do. Diddle-a-did-do. Did you guys see the banana? Guys been following the Banana League? That was the pitcher taking the mound. The stilts. I'm like, finally. Now this I can watch. You seeing this guy? I'm like, yes, finally. And it doesn't matter how many runs you score. Trick plays score extra points. It goes by points. So at one point, they kill the lights, and out walks the flaming bat. And I'm like, this rules. How is, it's putting Major League Baseball to shame. Flaming bats? I mean, what are we doing? Of course flaming bats. Laser bats. Double laser bats. I mean, come on. Make it entertaining. Exactly. They just need Reggae Kiss. And the thing is, you know, you get points for scoring runs, but scoring runs isn't the most. You could just make like a really excellent catch. The other great thing is, if you foul out into the stands and the patron in the stand catches the ball, you're out. Like they keep them moving, and they have just a clock. How many innings you get is how many you can fit in before the clock runs out. When the clock runs out, they declare whatever inning you're in to be the last inning. I love it. The last vinyl I bought, I don't know, something from the Columbia House Record Club, I'm sure. Do you know it was 10 records for a penny? It is a guitar channel. As I'm talking, I'm also playing the guitar. I'm more guitar, and I'm surrounded by guitars. There you go. Yeah. There's your guitars, kid. I can't do Little Wing. I worry that I think Little Wing gets you in trouble. That one they sell and try to make money off of. You got to be careful with Hendrix. Actually, the family has no sense of humor about their IP. You got to be. Any of their like real big popular songs, they're they come gunning for you. I got nailed for that when I did that Iron Maiden a couple of weeks ago. They got me. Of course they did. Of course they did. Sons of bitches. Oh. I can usually get away with this one. Apparently it's sold in no markets. Doesn't hurt to play it a little differently either. And scene. Yeah, really, exactly. It's Woody Woodpecker meets Hendrix. Really is, yeah. Yeah, that's just it's really the same cascade right there. You know, I've been working on this, yeah. The keyboard solo to All of My Love, right? I got that part down. There it is. I love that friggin' solo. That's a great solo. And you know what? It's not a guitar solo. And I just think every once in a while it's not a bad idea to learn a non-guitar solo. Because they really do play differently. Guitar players fall into guitar, lines that are easy to play. Whereas keyboard players see more in like shapes. Because it's more graphic. So I've been working on it for maybe a half a day. It usually takes me a couple of weeks to get something like that down where I feel like it's like pretty much exactly like the record. I can just fire it right off like nothing. It takes a while, I've been doing this for years, and it still isn't easy. It's like when does it kind of get easy? That's the irony. It never does. Anyway, enjoy. A lawn pump? You mean like irrigation? No, nothing like that. My lawn's too small. Right, I don't have anything that needs to pump like water away because I have like a, some people that you get water buildup. We looked at this house, man. I could just tell. I said, the front of the yard was like a friggin' lake. I said, I'm telling you right now. This house has got water problems like all friggin' day. It's down at the bottom of this hill. No friggin' way. The other thing is I really set this guitar up. I went with 9s on it, I think, instead of 10s. I'm pretty sure I went 9s. Pretty sure those are 9s. And I did a, full setup and intonation. One thing I realized, and I didn't know it, but these, and the more I think about it, it made sense. But these studs right there, right, on those, they have stud locks in them. Just like the Ibanez ones do. Stud locks in there. There's stud locks in those studs. And because I started to lower it, and it was giving me a hard time. You don't want to force it. And I was like, I wonder, because Godo did make the edge stuff for Ibanez. I wonder if these have a stud lock in them. And it did. Went in there with a little Allen, backed it right out. Down it went, set it right up. Stud lock. Now, my house doesn't sit at the base of a hill. We sit up at the top of a hill. And I tell you, that really saved us because a couple of years ago, we did have a big micro burst like that, big cloud burst. And it destroyed a lot of buildings down at the bottom of the hill. They were just flooded and ruined, And so we were pretty lucky to be up here. You knew it was bad because not only was the water coming down the street like a river. I mean, like a friggin' river. It was muddy. And that's not a good sign. Hey, what's up, RJ? Yeah, we were very lucky in that storm. So RJ, we're missing the big 42 Gear Street 5. I couldn't go this year. Just too expensive to go. I was like, can't do it. Maybe next year. We'll see. I really don't know any Steve Vai. What's that? Sounds like Steve Vai, right? That came on a flexi disc in Guitar Player magazine. It was the Carvin with Stu Ham. Forget who played drums, but it was Stu Ham on bass. Of course, you realize that we went down to like this local, like nobody had Carvin, right? Carvin's a direct company. But there was this dude, you know, like one of those dudes who kind of has like a quasi music store, right? He buys a lot of used crap. He gets like stuff that's direct branded that he, like, there really are no dealers, and he just marks it up and says, well, you can try it out first, you know? But he had Carvin. And, we went down to check out a big Carvin stack. And I remember plugging it in. Of course, you know, Blue Powder is a... kind of sounds like that. With a nice stereo delay and a... And you're like, oh, God, it sounds so good. You know? And then you get there. And you know, you plug in and you get... You're like, oh, that doesn't sound like what I was hearing. You're like, huh, that is not sounding like what I heard on that record. You find out, you know, Steve Vai's got like giant racks of crap running before and after, like all kinds of crazy effects. It was post-processing, and, you know, we go down there, we plug into the amp, and it's like, God. I just remember the sheer disappointment of plugging into that amp. Just an absolute, it just sounded awful. It just sounded friggin' awful. Because, you know, and again, I just think it's because, you know, Steve Vai put the Steve Vai secret sauce on it, which was a giant shit ton of effects and compressors and delays and stereo shit everywhere, you know. And you were never getting that sound. But that was what the flex... You should listen. That flexi disc, that pretty much, that tune became what came out on his Not Flexible. That's really what came out first after that flexi disc. It was, I guess it was Passion and Warfare. I think he finally put it out on Passion and Warfare. Not his first one. Exactly, like a fried ass, like a friggin' pan of fried assholes. You know, I mean, I just remember this shit. We went down in a snowstorm, okay? I remember we called the dude, right, because we have no school. So we're going to drive, right, because school's canceled. So we got a car. Oh, nice. Oh, sweet. Yeah, nice. That's Joey G. Remember him, speaker? That's the G-Man. G-Spot. G-Money. We're doing the reunion. We got a reunion coming in September. In fact, you know what? If you're still in this chat, maybe I will take you up on that offer. My daughter's gone with my car to New Hampshire. I can't even take the friggin' trailer. I got to get the trailer. I got to get the wood going in the trailer because I got to clean my friggin' yard out because I have a whole bunch of people coming over. And I've got to, like, fix the back porch, fix the front stairs. That's 2 big carpentry projects I've got to do right there. And I got to clean all the debris out of the yard and get it up to the dump. So it's just like, you know, I'm kind of dead until I get the friggin' get the trailer going. He may be gone. Or he's like, well, I'm not around. Yeah, I must have been gone. Oh, God. You get to keep all them guitars. Not all of them. Some of them are loaners. Like that Frankie's gone. That was just a loaner. I only had that for like 2 days. So that was here and then gone. It just depends. Like this, I'm pretty sure is a keeper. I mean, Christ, I took the friggin' plastic off of it and I set it up. Gee, well, you telling me you want it back now? And I did remove the plastic. Plus, it has a blem. In fact, wow, you can see it there. See it? There's the blem. See it? It's like a bit of the back, I think, of the pickguard is slightly delaminated right there. See it? It's hard. If you're looking at it like that, you can't really see it. It doesn't really show. It's got to be like just in the, right there. Just in the right light. And that made it a B stock. So I got it because they felt it wasn't up to quality standards. I do like the neck on this too. It's like got the it's got the roast. It's actually kind of flamed too. I don't know if that's coming out in the camera. Can you see the flames? It's kind of flamey. A little bit. A little bit. No, a little bit. A little bit. You get down here. Yeah, see, this one's just way too. There we go. Yeah, it's too dark. It's too dark. Hold on. Go back up here. There we go. Yeah, right there, maybe a little bit. Did you? You look at all those Carvin Cadillacs with everyone, if anything, same here. I went through a period, so like, I don't know if anyone else can relate to this, but, you know, it is the boredom and isolation and the teenage angst, lack of internet, about 4 channels on TV, maybe 5 to choose from. 5, right? Because Fox wasn't out yet. Fox wasn't a station yet. It was CBS, NBC, and ABC, and then the UHF stations, which were, and GBH, which was the PBS, you know, the public broadcasting. And then I want to say we had 2 stations that were ultra, and they were, you know, basically had reruns, you know, syndicated shows, and some sports, right? Because sports hadn't become a huge thing yet, so they would have like the Red Sox and like the Celtics and the Bruins. But yeah, there's nothing to do, so you kind of, if you got into something, right, the only place you could really, you know, get something related to that subject were magazines. That was the internet of the time. You'd go and you'd get a magazine. And luckily, magazines had really turned into quite an industry. It probably peaked in the 90s, right? And then the internet was the death knell of a lot of them. But there was an explosion of tab magazines in the 80s. But even earlier than that, Guitar Player had been around for a while, and then the only other real competitor was Guitar World, which was relatively new. Had come out in like 80 or 81, right? I don't think Guitar World went back into the 70s. I feel like they were like 80, 81, somewhere around there. Whereas Guitar Player magazine was older. And I remember getting it's the one with Billy Gibbons on the cover, not wearing sunglasses. You know, that's an old photo. And he's barely has a beard. And I want to say that's an 81. Might be 80, but I'm pretty sure it's 81. And I just went into the back of that magazine, went to the classified section, and they say, if they said like mail away for a free catalog or send us like $1 or $2 for a free catalog, I did it. I did it for like, I swear to God, like 10 different companies. Ibanez. I was on the mailing list for Ibanez, for some New Jersey place. I forget the name of them now. Sold a lot of used guitars. I was on Mandolin Brothers. I was on Groon's list. Groon guitars. And I used to get like the crazy friggin' catalogs from them, and you would get like, I would just love some of those Mandolin Brothers and Groon guitars. Oh my God. I can just imagine the bargains that used to be there. I wish I still had them, but I used to get stuff. I got stuff from Carvin. I definitely wrote to Ibanez, and Ibanez was sending me catalogs. And pretty much anyone who said mail away for a free catalog, or send us $1 or $2 for a catalog, I did it. And man, I got so much crap for so many years. Like year after year after year. Yeah, it might have been Trading Post. You might be right. Maybe it was Barrick's Trading Post. There was a couple. He had a 59 Les Paul selling it for like $7,500. That's pretty cheap for a 59. Mint condition. And he flew you there and back. Transportation was on the house if you paid the $7,500. It'd cover your flight to and fro. You'd be picked up by limousine. And my God, I used to have so much of that stuff. The other thing we used to have, and my dad used to have boxes and boxes of them, but I don't think he does anymore. I think he got rid of them all. So he used to just hold on to the want advertisers because he used to say, oh, it's kind of cool to go back and look. He had want advertisers from like the late 70s, early 80s. I'll bet I could go through there and find some eye-watering guitars, 50s and 60s Strats and Les Pauls. You know, you're going to find a friggin' 54 Strat in there for like 700, 800 friggin' bucks, all right? I'm just telling you right friggin' now. But I was just so into that. And, you know, and then I stopped. You know what I was, and I didn't do it at first. I used to love going out and getting the magazine. But friends of mine said, why would you even do that? Just get the subscription and it just shows up at your door. And I was like, what? But they were right. I would miss them occasionally, whereas I never missed it once I had the subscription. The problem is the subscription was always friggin' late. I'd always see it on the shelf at the magazine rack, and I'd be like pissed that I hadn't had my issue yet. Yeah, it used to piss me off. Oh yeah, the Want Ad, man, Sudbury, Mass. God, I bought my my first, got that Ibanez Les Paul from there. Drove to a guy in Mansfield. That was through the Want Ad. That was $250. He wanted 3 1/4 with this like mouse amp or 350, and we were like, we don't want the mouse amp. I had a Supro at home. I didn't need that. I didn't need that mouse. And then that was in September, like first week, like right after Labor Day, like September. It's like the first week of school. It was like September 1980. And then I want to say it was June of 81, so less than a year. It wasn't the Want Advertiser, it was the Bargain Hunter. Remember that piece of trash? It was like, take the Want Advertiser and make it even more low rent. The friggin' Bargain Hunter. And we had that, and there was a dude in Southie on K Street selling a Strat, which I didn't realize was a hardtail, and had a rosewood fretboard, because I don't know how to read the ad. Probably said RWHT, and I'm like, whatever that means. Can't wait to see this maple fretboarded tremolo system, right? I showed up, I was like, oh, well, that's not the guitar I was envisioning. We bought it, $300, which at the time was cheap, came with a case. It was a hardtail 73 Strat. And then the Want Ad got so crazy with automobiles, they spun it off, right? They had just one for motor vehicles, cars, trucks, motorcycles, RVs, things like that. That was a one whole, like, separate issue because it got so friggin' huge. And then another one for everybody. I told you the best ad ever. It almost feels like a troll, like it can't be true, but it felt too pure. Gibson Les Paul, my dad used to play in the 50s. One broken string. $50. And like every time you called, it was just like like nonstop. Like they took the phone off the hook. You know. I called for like a week. Not even realizing it's long gone. Like, just don't even try. But you know, I'm like 14. I'm like, it's probably still there. I lived the dream for a week. My best friend's a couple doors up. He played a 57 gold top in high school. When I was in high school, my my parents were like, "Oh, you should talk to like a friend of theirs who had a friend who was like a guitar player." And they're like, "Oh my God, you should go talk to Ronnie. Ronnie's a guitar player. He plays. Oh, they're in such a band. They play all over. You should go down and see them playing at the Pixie Theater." Upstairs from the theater, they had rehearsal spaces, and so I remember going up there and going to see them, and them doing like, you know. And I was like, oh my God, they were doing, AC/DC and all this stuff. I'm like, the guitar player had a 54 Strat. Next door was this other band, and that guy, Steve, who chain smoked seemingly nonstop. And he had a trapeze tailpiece 52 gold top Les Paul. Because this is like 19. Well, this would have been probably winter 81, like 80, yeah, winter 80, 81. Almost got a gold top for $4,000. Regret you didn't. Yeah, I've had some. I'm trying to think if I had if I haven't really had anything vintage like come up. I don't think so. Like where some dude was like, "Hey, I'll sell you this guitar." Not really. I did go to this dude's house, this like biker dude. Didn't really play guitar. He just thought guitars were cool and was into like collecting like, it's almost like like he was into bikes and stuff like that. He's just into cool like manly shit, and guitars fell under the umbrella. And like you said, he had to head back to the hotel for a little bit, so he was a little worried about his collection. Apparently, he had an upcoming sentence he had to serve. But before he went away. I stopped over the house with one of his biker friends that I knew, and we went through his collection, and he had like freaking everything. He had like a 54, 56, 57, like 60, 63 Strat. Like, he just kept pulling out Strat. I was like, oh my God, you have like friggin' everything. And he had like a 52, a 55, like a 57, and like a 58 Les Paul, and including, he had like, I forget the year, it could have been like, what is it? I forget the years, 56, 57, or 58. But it was a Black Beauty with the triple pickup, That was like a crazy. I just remember holding that 57 Strat, which to me was always in my head like the Holy Grail, like the 57 Strat, right? My God, the neck was like a friggin' baseball bat. And it was like so rough because the whole finish had checked from head to toe. Right? It's not a very playable guitar. It's really, it becomes a relic, right? An expensive relic. No, they weren't the Nomad. They weren't they were the Nomads, I thought, right? The Nomads. That was the club. Yeah, he had quite the collection. He had a guitar. An ES335, gorgeous ES335. But not only was it like just a gorgeous, like vintage, red ES335. It's really nice. It came with a note from Craig Kachiko and a photograph of Craig holding both the note and the guitar. And the note, like handwritten from, who's that, Jefferson Starship? Craig Kachiko? Basically said, yeah, I owned this guitar for a while and I really loved it and I hope it brings you as much joy as it did to me. Love always, Craig Kachiko. And so that probably added a little provenance to it. No, he had quite the collection. Nobody just refer to a chat to no clubhouse. Yeah, I'm not privy to the rules. But I could have sworn that's what their jacket, that's what their we had a dude who used to work for us. Was a kind of a club guy. And he had a dude show up and give him like, and this is in like the early 80s. This is like 80, maybe 83, 84. He had this guy show up and give him like $250 to get his patch back that he had ripped off his back. And he paid it. Do. That dude had told me a funny story one time. He's like, yeah, I was at this bar and this big dude and we were kind of, standing off. And then he goes, I cracked this dude in the head with like everything I had and nothing. I was like, uh-oh, gun time. And it was luckily the woman behind the bar by that time had grabbed a mace and maced him. And he goes, and I just got out because I think that was going to go anywhere without weapons. I just said, nah. Oh, that is good. That is good coffee. So we're gonna have a reunion here in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna be going crazy trying to whip this shithole up into shape. That'll take a lot of work. We'll get going here. We'll get it. We'll get it. So yeah, let's talk about the title, The Disappearing Case. And and it sort of dawned on me when I had the Frankie. First of all, I thought I had some really good comments about the Frankie, like really great stuff. People talking about like, it's difficult when you're out playing live. The Frankie isn't the type of guitar you can take live because everyone in the audience is always screaming Van Halen songs. Oh my God! Can you? What is that song? Play that. What is it? Volcano? Can you play that? And you're like, God, just kill me now. So, I thought they made some good points. They're like, you just get kind of harassed by dumbasses, right? And so, it's tough to take. And I always said, I sort of thought to myself, yeah, I don't think you can play that guitar live really all that much unless you take it out for one song, like a Van Halen song. That's about it. Other than that, yeah, you probably can't play that guitar live. Any more than a Van Halen song, and that's cultural appropriation. Right? So, careful. I would, so a lot of people were like, hey, you get I get a black one. Like one dude was like, I got the black one and he loves it. And that made a lot of sense to me. Probably more than the red one. I think even the red one might stand out a little bit. But the black or the white one, yeah, I get it. Just sort of a relic. And I took another look at the Frankie. Well, we're talking about the Frankie. And compared in fact, we can take a look right now. I compared all of them on Sweetwater. And I think the evidence is clear and convincing. Let's just pick one model where they have a few in there. Yeah, like right here. I felt like, and you can just take a look, I felt like the Relicing is pretty much identical or damn near identical. It's done by a machine. There's no way that's hand relicked. I mean, it's like literally the identical shape on every one. So that tells me, right, there's that little lip. They either put something down and peel it off, right, and it's sort of, right, there's a guard that goes down, they paint over it and they tear it off. Or they have some machine that sits there and just sort of like gnarls away at it and takes it down. But it's machine done. There's no way that's hand done. Like the Frankie is. If you go to, like, if you looked at the Frankies that we had, those weren't machine done. Maybe they're doing machine done now. I don't know. I haven't checked them. But back, they were a hand relic. You could see differences between 3 or 4 different models. They were the same but different, without a doubt. But yeah, kind of a bummer that that bag that it came in, it sort of like opened up the whole thing of the whole debate about cases. And I guess if you're not going to include a good one, just don't even include one at all. A lot of people are like, well, I guess they could have included nothing. It might have been better. It's like if I buy a diamond ring and I show up and the dude hands it to me in a crumpled up piece of newspaper, I'm going to be like, what the fuck is this? What are we doing here? Right? I mean, packaging matters to some degree. It's like just, the stupid liquor and they put a stupid cinch sack on it, right? To make it look like you're like rich or something. Just put a cinch sack on it. Just do something. But the bag that it came with was just so freaking bad. It like detracted from the product. It made it It made it feel like, again, it was the quality of a gig bag that you would get in a $300 or $400 guitar. Tops. It felt like really something that would be mixed with a $249 amp, guitar, cord, strap, gig bag combo. It really does. It really does make a difference, I mean, Apple figured that shit out years ago. You put it in a fancy box and people will they'll be swooning just from opening it. So I know that they don't want to include cases because cases are frigging expensive, and it's not just the cost of the case, it's also the extra weight of shipping. It all adds up. So cases, the cutoff for a hard case used to be about $1,500. When I got my Fender in 2016, brand new, that was $1,450 and came with a hard shell case. But if you looked at it, it was really, the guitar was like, they rang it up at like $1,310 in the case at like $120, or 13 something in the case at $100. They did break it out on the slip, which was odd because, basically it came with the case, but I don't know that the case was optional. I guess I could have said I don't want the case and they would have kept the case, but, $1,450 and it came with a hard shell case. This is $13.99 and it comes with a hard shell case. But that Frankie is $16.99, not $17. Let's not exaggerate it. $16.99, and it comes with that ridiculous bag. I found out the Frankie doesn't come with anything. It was almost better. Almost better to come with nothing. And I think PRS has been moving there, right? They've been moving away from including, in their cases were ridiculously heavy. Their cases are like stupid heavy. So I'm sure that's really turned them away, because now it's very expensive to ship those. I tell you, the Les Paul still seems to come with a hard case. There doesn't seem to be any change there. You're still going to get a case with with the Les Paul, but the SGs have been coming with the soft walled bag, right? Soft walled case, really. It's I think it's an insult to call it a bag. I think it's more like a soft case. I actually like that. I think it's easier just to open it up and just pull the guitar out and throw it back in again without having to, lift it off the ground or off a shelf, lay it down flat somewhere, unbuckle everything, open it up and take. That's a bit of a procedure versus just zip, halfway open, and I can just reach in and pull the guitar out after I take the neck strap, the neck flap off of it. I actually find that very convenient. But then again, I'm not really taking it out and around anywhere. I'm kind of keeping it at home. But yeah, it feels like they're trying to move away slowly but steadily. I think Gibson, for anything that's an LP, I think they're still doing the case. SG, it's mostly bag, unless I think you get the reissues, right? Like a 61 reissue, or those are a little bit more money, and I think they come with a hard case. But they just really, it's been such a move away from it. When I got my Ibanez RG560, I think those were retailing for $5.99. A really good price if you think about it. And it came with the hard shell case. With a case. But the case was optional. By the next year, the case was no longer optional. Because Ibanez wouldn't ship them to the United States without a case. So they realized if they separated the case, dealers were getting stuck with cases if the person didn't buy a case. So it became mandatory. You had to buy it with the case. And they stopped pricing them separately. So the price was shot up because the case was now included. Yeah, the Fender plastic cases can be pretty good. It depends on the year. There were some early years where the plastic got real brittle. Depends on the year. I think the newer Ibanez Prestige cases seem really nice. Those ABS plastic with the, you know, seem like pretty decent cases for Ibanez guitars. Gibson's been all over the place. I had a white interior. I gotta say, I thought that case was not that great a quality. The one I have now, I want to say, is the pink interior, I think. And that case is infinitely better. So the old case was, I think, black on the outside. The new case is brown on the outside. And I think the brown one is with the, I think, a pink interior. And that's a better case. It just is. You could just see it. The glue on that other one, God, it was like, the seams weren't that great. Wasn't a particularly, I want to say that first one was from 2011, 2012, something like that. And this one is from 2020, I think. We had a pet, so do you have any tortoises? I don't think so. I think Gibson's gig bags are pretty nice. Yeah, I think so too. You know, in fact, I almost hesitate to call it a gig bag because it's so sturdy. It's more like a soft case. You know, soft walled case. A little bit better. My PRS DGT case is obscenely heavy, right? I have a PRS case, hard shell case from my CE, and my God, that case weighs twice as much as the freaking guitar. Like, well, thank you, Tony. I have so many cases and bags, I started leaving them at a guitar shop, especially if they suck. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I really made a move away from hard cases for a while. Everybody wanted hard cases. And then when I went to Berkeley, I guess that was the summer of '83, nobody had a hard case. Like, if you walked around with a hard case, you looked like some pretentious relic, like from another era. You really had to, everybody went to gig bags over the shoulder, right? Everybody. And the next thing I knew, I was dumping my hard case and switching over to a gig bag, and it was a lot easier to carry around and to transport and to walk around the halls than holding a guitar down by my side versus up against my back. It was like night and day. Well, the Pat's going yet? Is it started? You might have. Oh yeah, we got something going on. Yeah, it starts at 8, so just starting. I think we're in Green Bay, right? See, I think it's a bummer because what do they call that? Like shrinkflation, right? Where they don't change the price, you just get less with it. So it's like, yeah, we're not changing the price of the guitar. The guitar is still $9.99, but it doesn't come with a case. They did that with the Ibanez Genesis. So like the first year of the Genesis, I want to say they were $8.99 or $9.99, but it came with the hard shell Prestige case. right? Nice kit. Now they're still $9.99, but the case is optional. You have to buy the case separately. I would love to see. I'd love to see the return of the hard shell case. Though I do like that Gibson bag, I do have to admit, it is convenient. This has a hard shell, straight up hard shell. Something fishing, how Guitar Center use always has missing original cases. Yeah, they do that for a lot of guitars. You have to really pay attention because they do. You know, they way to, part it out. You know. Surprised I'm not watching the Packers versus the Patriots. I'll watch it. It's a 3-hour game. I'll catch 2 over the 3 hours. I'll catch the end of the first half. It's a preseason game. Meaningless. Regular season game. As a matter of fact, I scheduled the reunion on the day that the Pats are playing at 8 o'clock for that very reason. I don't want the game going during the day. Yeah, the gig bag, it's only included ironically. It's a bit of a... No, it's just a joke, really. I don't know, it's all just a joke. I'm a professional, I'll rise above it. Yeah, tough giving whammy bars and wrenches. You gotta bust them about that, because they're like, I don't know, we probably have a bar here somewhere. It's like, no, listen, you either have it. What are we doing? That you're just tacking on an extra, $10 to $25 depending on the type of bar and where I have to buy it from. Yeah, $1,300 for a new Charvel, and it doesn't come with didn't come with a bag or a case, nothing, right? Just a box. Versus 2013, I bought that used Kramer, $325 for a vintage Kramer, an '83 Kramer. And he goes, I go, you got the bar for it? He's like, oh yeah, I got the bar. I was like, cool. I said, oh, dude, I'll definitely take it. And I said, you don't happen to have a case for it? He goes, I'll take a look around. I'll probably find a case. He gave me a case. It's like, dude, you are the freaking best. A nice Gator, what is that? The soft, it's a foam case, right? Rigid foam soft case. What's up, Jay Schaff? Um, well, your amps that come with covers. You have too many amps? Yeah, I hear you. Getting dusty. Have to get some dark sheets, black sheets to cover them. Just to keep the dust off them. Or when you fire them up, they start to heat up. You almost have to vacuum them out before you do that and blow them out and get them all cleaned up. Exactly, the smell of the burning dust off the tubes. It's unmistakable. You know? Oh, well. Oh, dead skin. Oh, yeah, there we go. I gotta work on that. Yeah. The smell of roasting tubes in the morning, exactly. Greco's making some amazing SG and LP copies, sure. Some say Volas are made in the same factory as Greco's. Same factory as EVH MIJ. Same factory as Fender MIJ. Same factory as Jackson MIJ. And Bernie too, maybe? Not me, of course. That's just the rumor, and I'm just keeping it alive. But the reality is that, you know, if you have something made in Japan, you have a 50-50 shot of choosing the right factory. There's literally like two. Actually, Rico, the dealers worked with them. I think they could have returned. They could have done stuff with them. But they were like, no. They're trying to hold out and make some cash off of it. But that's up to them. But they knew they were getting rid of dealers. Yeah, actually, is it Fernandez and Tokai as well? They might have been the early stuff, right? I can't do the truckery right now. I have that offline. Well, a lot of people were making better guitars than Fender for a little while there. Fender really descended into some pretty bad craftsmanship, some pretty, horrible quality. And no better poster child than their 25th anniversary guitar. And the first one was like recalled for like bad paint. The second one wasn't much better. Right, the paint on it's really colored over the years. I want to try a Sustainiac pickup. There's a few brands that use them. Ibanez, but yeah, I think it's pretty pricey to get into it. I think might be only the Joe Satriani that has one. Not sure what they're doing with the Sustainiac outside of Satriani. Who does a lot of them is Schecter. And they have quite a few different models that will use that as an option. I wouldn't mind checking one out. I had one here, but it had the cracked fretboard. We had to send it back. Yeah, Schecter. Yeah, they're Sustainiac crazy. Yeah, another Sun Valley super shredder. Yeah, pretty much. Probably the cheapest way to get in. I think if you go Ibanez, it's gonna cost you a few bucks if you want to get in on the Ibanez train. Does Charvel have a Sustainiac model? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, there's the Jackson makes one too, a DK2. Really, a Dinky? Well, I wasn't aware. With a S for Sustainiac. All right, I'll take your word for it. Hey, look here. Where? Yeah, right there. Guitars, electric guitars. And then Schecter. They are one of the top selling brands. That is for sure. In terms of sheer quantity. There's a lot of freaking Schecters up here. And I think you seeing the friggin' white space on this new? You seeing this stupid web design? Nice work there. Nice. So you can add this compare, and they have like the world's. To do a compare, you really have to have like XML data, like populated fields, and it's like maple neck and it is garbage. And they don't fill any of that crap in. Maybe they'll do it. It'll be populated. But it really is a sad web design. But anyway, it's just me ranting about web design. It's a lot of white space there, kid. You like things spread out, do you? Is that the Three Stooges layout? Spread it out. Spread out. Yeah, see? Yeah. See, you can get an Omen. You'll see him out there. I don't see anything. I haven't seen a Sustainiac yet, though. They have one of these up at Guitar Center in Natick. Then almost that exact guitar, pretty much. That poplar top. Everything with this hardtail. That pretty much that guitar right there, the CR6. Same price, $4.99. It's a good price. It's it's a really nice neck on those. They're very slim and pleasant. There's another one for the same cash. Again, $4.99. That's pretty good. But what you're looking for is you need the activation buttons. Exactly. This is probably optimized for Netscape. Damn you, Chrome. See, even there, even that you don't see the extra buttons, the extra switches. You need the switches, bitches. And I have not I haven't seen one yet, unless it's been on a non-standard version, but I haven't seen one yet with a Sustainiac. Nothing. Nope. No. Nope. You will see them in this sometimes, but just not that particular one. It's probably going to be a Sun Valley. Nothing yet. Nope. Nope, there's another CR6, but nothing. What's going to be our entry point? We're at 600. Really? I think I paid $549 for that last one. There's the Sun Valley, but it doesn't have the extra switches. I don't think they ever did the Sustainiac in that color. Nope, still nothing. Come on, one of you bastards. Nope, the white one didn't have it. Somebody's gonna friggin' have one. It's a run on Sustainiacs. He's a Sustainiac, I sure know. Christ, we're into like the low sixes. Still nothing. Damn. Yeah, stock is depleted for the Sustainiac. Come on, baby. Oh, there we go. It's a Hellraiser. Meh. Meh. Christ. Look at the gaudy. Oh, God, no. Listen, if you ever see me holding this guitar, you'll know I lost a bet. Oh, that one might be one. Yeah, but some dumbass owned it. Oh, gnarly, bro. Oh, look at you. So fierce. So fierce, bro. No. Hell no. Anything? Anything? No? Bueller? Anybody? No. You got something? Just give me one decent guitar with a friggin' Sustainiac in it. Is that so wrong? I feel like that one might have it. I have to take a closer look. Nope. No. No. These are very tiny photos. Tiny photos. There you go. There's one right there. Booyah. $6.79. Wow. That's $1.20 over what I paid for the last one. Not horrible grain to the neck, though. Horrible photo. Crafted in Indonesia. It's not made in Indonesia. It's crafted. Don't be so alarmist. Yeah. There you go. Pretty good. I thought I saw another one, too. I got a couple extra switches down there. Nope. Those are just knobs. It's your regular old knob. Anything? Anything? Maybe? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I had the blue one. You got a bowling ball? You got a bowling ball one? Can't go wrong with that. I'm not seeing it, though. Not there, not there. We are up there, too, man. We're in like the friggin'... We just crossed over into sevens. Sevens, Jesus. Well, good luck. I don't think I'd be a buyer. In fact, I've noticed their prices starting to soften quite a bit, actually. Price drops. I'm seeing it. Shoot for the moon, but then come back down. There you go. There's a bowling ball right there. Bowling ball. Hello. There you go. You can do a lot with 2 fingers and a thumb. As we know from that 7-Up ad at the bowling alley. There you go. Yep. Any other colors? In a Sustainiac. Here's another blue. Again, though, $750. Is it coming with a case? No case. Nothing. Comes with a hearty handshake and a wave goodbye. Like, get out of here. I think that's one there. Yeah, right, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's that super matte paint. Right? It's like the world's blackest paint. There's like none more black. Yeah, geez, we're already up to 800. And I'm not seeing anything. Certainly haven't seen a Reaper with one. You know? That's just the Floyd Rose. That doesn't... Oh, of course there's no friggin' photo. Of course there's no photo. Of course there's no photo. Oh, yeah, I oughta... There's no... I can see it doesn't have it, though. It's got to... You can almost see like that bar, that extra bar there. That almost feels like it has one, doesn't it? Yeah, right there. Yeah. Meh. Not big on the flat paint. You know. Here's another one. Hellraiser. Meh. More like an eyebrow razor. All right. There's another one, but it's at $849. At $849, I am definitely not a buyer. Yeah, I think you're right. I think TC Electronics might make a sustained pedal, but I think it does it through, like, doesn't it sample it and loop it or some crap, something like that? It's not the same. The Sustainiac works by using a battery to activate a magnet that shifts slightly that actually makes the string vibrate. It's pretty cool. Steve, any thoughts on the Tom DeLonge Strat? A lot of you saw a MIM Strat for $1,000+ Yeah, you know what? That's not my style. I mean, it's hard for me to dump on one pickup guitars, considering I own like 3 of them. I generally don't like one pickup guitars, just in general, you know. I prefer to have 2 or more pickups. But you know, it just that, you know, that dude just, you know. By the time that band came out, I was probably twice his age. But just generally, I do prefer more than... You know what I find myself doing with one pickup guitars? Reaching down like I'm going to hit the switch and go, oh, right, there's no switch. Oh, all right. It's only got one pickup. So, you know, and that's where, you know, guitars as a fashion statement comes in, really. Because, you know, if you're playing a one pickup guitar, you're mostly fashion at that point. Exactly, you might as well play acoustic. What is wrong with you? I finished my coffee, damn it, I did. Some people claim the LP Junior sounds better with a neck pickup. Not sure if you believe that. Yeah. You know, it depends on which way you're facing towards the magnetic north of the North Pole. That's just science. Oh my God, I had some dude. There was some, you know, you get suggested like channels, and it's some dude, and this guy is like surrounded. I mean, like surrounded by guitars that are $3,500 and up. You know, PRS and Gibson, and, you know, just like really high end, like quite the collection. Like really, you know, and he's got some like new, like really high end PRS. He's going over all the specs. And I just remember staring there and going, all right, okay, let's hear you play it. And this video is going on. He's like, you know, Paul Reed in the near field. I'm like, okay, let's hear you play it, bro. That's enough with the yapping. Let's hear a little bit of the playing. And it's going on, and I'm turning into Sam Kinison. I'm like going, play it, play it, play it. And when he played it, it did not disappoint, you know. You know. Like half the students in the music store. Oh, I'm like, of course. How long it took me to transcribe that? Oh, there's a lot of nuance going on there. There's a lot of something. What do you want? Oh my God, you are such a crybaby. Baby cry. Oh. Yeah, you want to hear it again? Masterpiece. And these tabs, that particular piece, we've all agreed is untabbable. Which key is that? All of them. It's all the keys, bro. You think this dude is limited to a key? I mean, come on. Don't bind him with parameters. You know, you limit yourself with your keys and notes and belonging to a scale. He's just going to happen across whatever. I'm improvising. That's called improvisation, dude. That's called improvising. I'm just improvising and improvising. There you go. Yeah, exactly. The Vinnie Vincent shred. I went to the Vinnie Vincent School of Shred Technique. Oh, poor Vinny. We kid because we love Vin. Oh yeah, the Kirk Hammett interview with Rick Beato. This is just me, and I'm sure I am completely wrong on this. It felt like he was a little tipsy. He just probably had an unbridled enthusiasm. But I'm not the only one. There was a few people in the comments who said the same thing. My God, has he been drinking? You know? Some dude was like, he's whacked out on the blow. He's whacked out on the coke. I'm like, well, that's coming from a dude who's never seen a dude on coke before. Because, no, that's not, no. That was not a man whacked out on coke, I assure you. Not even close. You want to see a guy whacked out on coke? See, probably the quintessential would be George Carlin. I forget if it was Mike Douglas or Merv Griffin, but he was on one of those shows, and man, he is friggin' lit. I was like, oh, I remember seeing it going, oh, dude. Oh, someone had a party before they showed up. Damn. But no. But he did come off like, didn't he come off like a little? I tell you what, you worry a little bit because that was the early sign for China Guitar Skeptic. Turned out to be ALS. Turned out it wasn't so funny. Turns out he wasn't drinking. Turns out he actually had like a degenerative neurological disease that eventually killed him. And so like, it was a little like, and then I was like, no, he's fine. You know, you have to listen to parts of it though, but he did a couple of times sound like he was like a little like tipsy. And I was like, no, I'm probably just imagining things. You know? Or the thing is that we don't have a lot of Kirk Hammett out there, right? He doesn't do a ton, right? It's really, I mean, you can't talk over Lars. Like, Lars is just, I'm just always jumping in with what I have to say about it. It's like, you're never getting in a word in edgewise with that guy. So, you don't really hear from Kirk or James. It's always Lars. But so maybe I'm just not used to his voice. But it came a little, felt a little tipsy, a little bit. Oh, God, my friggin' hip. I wonder if I make it through to the end without having this friggin' thing replaced. Feeling my probability is going down. How many parts you gonna replace in this jalopy? KH is very much a Northern California person, yeah. I get you, yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you saying it's almost like a pride of aloofness, a little bit out of it. Yeah, hips are overrated. Exactly. Both the hips replaced at 55. I'm 57, and I feel like this left one. Because my right one, my right leg, because of the accident, I put more stress on my left side. So it's like my left hip has like borne more weight on it for over the years, for the last 20 years since I broke my leg. And it's just finally catching up with me, It's like, all right, what's Rosanna's Nana used to say? If it ain't one thing, it's another. Exactly, they also don't lie. Doesn't Boston Dynamics make robot stuff? They do. They're right by, or am I thinking of, I might be thinking of Boston Scientific. They're right by the Guitar Center in Natick. They have a big campus out there. But I'm thinking of Boston Scientific, not Boston Dynamics. Father-in-law at 75 was on a cane. Hip replacement, could walk. He was 30. Yeah, my mother's friend, he was like this carpenter guy. And he could barely walk. He had, done a lifelong of carpentry and always going up and down and all around. And he wore out his hips real bad and got them replaced. And it was like night and day. He's like, it's a complete turnaround. Well, hip pain will kill people. And I know you find that sounds funny, but that's what it was. It's what killed Prince. Prince died of hip pain. That's a true story. Sadly, his hips had degenerated from jumping around on stage. He needed his hips replaced. He refused to get surgery because he's a religious cult nut and comes up with all these stupid rules. And his stupid rule killed him because he got addicted to painkillers and overdosed. Just get the hip replaced, dude. Just get the hip replaced. Because it's so sad. It's like it was. You know what a true tragedy is? When it can be avoided. Right? Because there's different degrees of tragedy. So yeah, no, he just, he was so adamant about not getting the surgery that it wound up causing him to consume more painkillers because the pain was unbearable. And that did him in because your body can only take these painkillers freaking so much. And it also causes is people get gastric problems with it, right? Because they're on painkillers, and now your poop doesn't work the same way, and you wind up getting like diverticulitis and like all kinds of like it just spins out of control, right? All because of this hip pain. And the next thing you know, you have all this other stuff that's like one thing just exasperates and it makes it, now you have this whole other condition that you didn't even have before that. And so, like, it just makes it even worse. And so then now you have even more pain. So what are you doing now? You're taking even more freaking painkillers. I mean, it's just a vicious cycle, right? Yeah, Prince was a Jehovah's Witness. Yeah. Oh, I knew some people that were Jehovah's Witnesses until the Jehovah's Witnesses told them that when their dog died, their beloved dog of like 16 years, that dog wasn't going to heaven. And they were like, oh yeah, we're out. We're out. Now you're dead to us. No, my dog's going to heaven. And don't ever talk to us again. And any religion that says my dog isn't going to heaven is dead to me. And that was it. Boom, they were out. Yeah, okay, it's all fun and games until you tell me my dog isn't going to heaven. Now, no. Now you're the stupid one. They love that dog. They were full on in. They full on in Jehovah's Witness until they told them, no, your dog doesn't go to heaven. They're like, yeah, nope, we're out. You feeling this cat? Scratching my chair, going, what are we doing? What are we doing? I'm restless. Let's do something. What are we doing? Huh? Look at this cat. Look at this stupid cat. What are you doing? You are a stupid poop. What are you doing here, poop butt? What are you doing there, poot butt? Who's got a poot butt? Michael Jackson got a poot butt? What's that from? Is that, Hollywood Shuffle? Right, the poot butt. Who's got a poot butt? Michael Jackson got a poot butt? Or the hoe cake? Who needs a hoe cake? Michael Jackson need a hoe cake? Like poot butts and hoe cakes? I think that was Hollywood Shuffle, no? Or am I thinking of I'm Gonna Get You Sucker? I think it's Hollywood Shuffle. What, crybaby? What are you crying about? That's such a cry. She's like, pay attention to me. Who are you talking to? This cat, you are a poop cat with a poot butt. What? I'm hearing the purrs. Oh, this kitty. Oh, this kitty. This kitty is such a crybaby. Give me 10 more minutes. And then I'm done. Jesus. God. I know, exactly. He knows the show is ending soon. Do 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 do. Do. Yeah, right. Over A. Tunes just does roll. Mainly because he can drive. Yeah, I've been gulping the coffee today. I don't know if there's much left. Might I play it? Probably not. What's that red thing back there? That's a Chinese sort of Gibson coffee. It doesn't say Gibson on it, but it's basically Chinese, like a B.B. King style copy. I very rarely break it out. Well, that sounds good. So, true story about the More Cowbell skit. They did it in rehearsal, and Will Ferrell wasn't wearing the skin-tight clothing, the super short shorts and the sort of the half shirt that he wears in the final dress rehearsal and the final one that airs on. And they said it didn't go over as well. A little cooler response. It was really the change in the outfit that really pushed it over. Marshall Harrison had a really cool Ibanez copy of the Petrucci art guitar. That's what those are kind of good for, to get kind of very expensive. That's how, like my Iommi copy there, the Tony Iommi copy. You know, that guitar's like $4,000, you know, or at $315, depending on where you buy it. It's either $4,000, it's either $39.95. Or it's about $315. Bats are tied 7/7. Nice. Are you seeing this, cat? Are you seeing this? What? Come here. You gonna show yourself up here? Coming up? What are you doing? Where are you? Where are you crybaby? Jesus. Come on. Come on. You coming up? What? Oh, you are crying like a crybaby. She's like, what are you doing? All right. Well, it's 9:02. And apparently, somebody is waiting for me. Not so patiently. Oh, God. So we'll call it a night. Thanks to everyone for hanging out. Super extra special thanks for anyone who contributed. That's always appreciated. And of course, a bro fist to my mod squad. Hashtag bro fist. Hashtag mod squad. And I probably won't be up later. It's been a busy day. I can already feel I'm pretty exhausted, and I doubt there's any coffee left. So I'd have to brew a new pot, and at 9 o'clock at night, I'm not brewing a new pot of coffee. So there you go. There you have it. I'll see if I can find speaker. You around to use your truck? Speaker? Speaker? Anybody? Speaker? There's no reply at all. Speaker, are you listening? Whoa. There's no reply at all. Friggin' cat. All right, I'm out of here. No, you rock. I'll see you guys in a week. And there you go. Until then, I have some new videos coming out. Definitely one this week. And probably one the week after. So, there you go. The cavalcade of videos. All right, dudes. Have a good one. We'll see you in a week. I can hear movement up there. All right. Later.